The Business Playbook.
Welcome to the Business Playbook with Michele, the founder of Civerinos. Michele tells his story of travelling Europe, learning the hospitality industry, opening some of the most well-known, prominent bars in the city, to launching Civerinos on a shoestring budget with nothing but a load of good favour from mates from being sound over the years. Civerinos now has multiple sites, with 3 launching in Glasgow in the coming months. Michele literally built this business from 0 to a 6.5 million turnover with a projected 10 million turnover next year. We go deep in this podcast, discussing Michele's recent changes to his life, adopting sobriety, and his newfound work-life balance. I suggest you watch this podcast if you can on YouTube, and if you do, please hit subscribe. If not, please give us a follow wherever you get your podcast.
Thank you. And now we move on to Michele. Can I welcome Michele, everyone? So, thank you very much. We had Michele arranged to come next month, and then things moved around. I picked up the phone. Can you come a month early? It's like, aye, fuck it, no worries. And obviously, a big thanks to the pizzas on the way in the door. We like to start the business playbook by asking everyone the same question. We are big believers that everyone is winging it. Everyone is just trying their best as they go. But you have got Civerinos at Hunter Square. You've got Slice at Forest Road. You've got Prom Slice on the promenade at Porty. You've got, at the moment, 125 staff. Plans to move that to 250 staff by the end of this year. End of next year, sorry. You're opening in Glasgow. You're opening in Stockbridge. You've got an events company. You've got Hot Slice Studio. You've got plans to take your business national. Your turnover your business you've taken from negative equity to 6.5 million this year. We're projecting 10 million next year. Yes. Have you got your shit together?
So first of all, I'm really nervous. So I'm gonna this doesn't happen to me often. So I'm just gonna drink this and enjoy it tonight. So when I start swearing a lot, it means I'm nervous. So if I keep my shit together, then there'll be less cussing. So yeah. Are we all, everybody here in business, like entrepreneurs, business-minded? Then fucking round of applause for you, because this shit ain't easy. It's not for the faint-hearted, is it? Do I have my shit together? I'm getting there.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. That's a first. First.
Yeah. If you'd asked me that a year ago, no.
We're going to get into that.
Yeah, but yeah, do you know what?
Brilliant. So you've pinpointed it already. So up to a year ago, no. You're starting to get it together. Yes, right. So let's go a year ago. Mm-hmm. Start with your early life, your pre-business life. And I've just had a message from Joe McClellan, right, who says, "Oh, I got a ticket. Sorry, I'm not going to make it." Like 10 minutes after the event had started. Cheers, Joe. But he says, "I just wanted to give you a bit of background on Michele. He came back from the US and slept on my brother's couch in a flat above Ali's cave." He's like, he's properly built that business from zero, proper zero. So that was quite nice to receive 10 minutes ago.
That's calmed me down a little bit, yeah.
Good. Nice and chilled. So you went travelling?
Do you know what? I had a job, I had a life, and about 25 I realised that it wasn't right. I was not destined for more. It wasn't like fucking like a Journey song lyric. It was just like there was something else in me, and I had to get out. So I went travelling, and and the only thing that I could really do was hospitality. Do it well. It really enabled my ADHD. Mm-hmm. You know, like the multitasking thing. I thrive. As it turned out, I thrived in that environment, and it took me around the world. In fact, it kept me away from reality, to be honest. It was just like, there was always a job, there was always a party, mm-hmm. There was always a city, there was always people, and and that's how it started. And as it turns out, I was like pretty handy at it. Mm-hmm. So, and then I came back and slept on Joe McClellan's big brother's couch on Lothian Road above the strip club. Yeah.
I've slept in that strip club before.
and it all started. Yeah, it didn't all start there, but that was the kind of turning point. That was like I'm not going to say it was my lowest.
No, but so you then went to work for the Montpellier Group.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, are one of our sponsors tonight. I'm not going to launch into one of these like live ready. Oh, and while we're on that, but you worked for Montpellier, and then you had the opportunity to open a bar that a lot of people in this room will know.
So yeah, me and some friends opened 99 Hanover Street, 2006. I was like a miniature partner in that kind of agreement, but I brought the party. So yeah, we opened that and then we sold it. And
so, but you opened that by a difference. So apart from the fact that it's now featured in a Lewis Capaldi song, you on a Friday afternoon you had a wee tactic.
So yeah, so we opened it. So at the time, it was like 2006. Tiger Lily just opened. They just spent like 8 million. Amicus Apple had just opened. They spent like 1 million or something, right? We had £9,000. So, and an empty abandoned restaurant, and we just like put this stuff together, and like we just had, so we were like the anti-style bar, which is not what it is now. And we just put like our friends, like we had DJs and like people in the arts community, and we just put like good shit on at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And we did like this is before social media, so went around all the clothes shops, all the hairdressers, all the beauty spots in Edinburgh, and made friends with beauty and retail, and gave them all like 50% off. Like, just fucking fill my bar. Met my wife, but so we just filled this bar. And so all these other places were like super flash, and we were just like the little engine that could. But we had a vibe, and yeah.
So is that when you start? So I described you in the build-up to this as the Pi Piper of the hipsters of Edinburgh. I says to one of my mates, I said, "Oh, I've got Michele coming on the podcast." And he went, "If Michele opened a Portaloo in Leith, all the hipsters would be lining up for a shite."
I wish. I'll take that. No, do you know what? I don't know. It was just, do you know what? It was just Edinburgh was known for really upmarket wanky shit. Sorry, like bars and things. And people would always slag off the kind of bar scene in Edinburgh. It was really kind of just a little bit elite. It was just, so we brought it different. We were about, music and fun, and leave your, it was just different. It was just we brought something that Edinburgh hadn't really had.
And you banged the door shut at 5 o'clock and never let anyone else in.
Kind of get in queues, yeah. And then it kind of got really popular, and we still just kept, we weren't like, we filled it really early and just had fun. There was the only place in Edinburgh people were dancing on the tables at 5 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, like in a good way. It was fun.
Brilliant. So after 99, is that when you come up with the idea for Civerinos and started opening?
I always had the idea. It was kind of simmering away, but I was kind of in business. I was doing businesses with other people, and I was pretty much just making a lot of people a lot of money. I wasn't sort of mastering my own destiny. So kind of did a few more things like that, and literally just chucked it all in, and kind of massive leap of faith with my wife, and the rest is history. Like quite literally, it was like I had a 6-month-old kid. We had a massive rent on our house. We didn't own shit. We didn't have anything. I kind of lost out on the previous couple of business things. Like, we're fucked. Our backs were like properly against the wall, and that's sometimes when the best stuff's born. So, I went to my wife and I said, like, I've got like we kind of had this idea, and like it was always kind of going, and she put all her faith in me, and we went for it, and I don't know what happened next.
So you then, so the fitting out of the shop, you're telling me that you pulled in all of the favours for people who said basically just pay me after your first festival.
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, we did a lot of like. I got keys cut for the property a month before we had the actual lease, and like I sold all the contents to get our furniture, and like I had friends working in it through the night when we didn't have it. So if the deal hadn't gone through at the last minute, we were like, we were thinking, like we put like it was like it was like in the casino, like betting it all on black, like all like. So we did a lot of questionable shit that I wouldn't recommend.
Aye.
And yes, sold everything, and then because, and this is kind of get into it, like relationships, like that's because my time in hospitality in Edinburgh, because I'd been like, I'd tried my best and just being straight up with people. I had good relationships with people. Like I was like, you know, it was, and they were important. And
You said to me, I'd been sound as fuck to everybody.
if everybody doesn't mind, I was just trying to be a good cunt, right? and that paid dividends, because when the time came, you know, a few trades came to me and they said, listen, we know that we know where you're at. We'll do this. Just pay us after your first festival. This was in December. So, like, you know, and the Tyler and the plumber and a couple, and it was like, that meant a lot to me. That's like a massive, like.
You're Tyler. I don't know if anybody's been to Civerinos, but the tails are all this side.
Yeah, that was before he saw what he had to do. So, you know, and that energy, that energy is kind of reflected in the humility of, you know, what we do. Like, you know, that still gets me.
You said the demographic when you were like, right, I'm just going to build somewhere that I want to go with my mates. And this is when that was changing from the kind of bar culture on a Friday night to people wanted to go out and get really good food, drinks. Like, it wasn't like they kind of go out and get pissed anymore.
Yeah, do you know what? I just wanted somewhere, like, you know, I saw the change. I saw people were like, you know, when we opened a bar, like Edinburgh had such a like strong drinking culture. You know, my age group, you know, we're just out all the time, like after work drinks on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It was like, all of a sudden that started changing. People are going out for like Thai food in boxes and, you know, fucking, you know, and, you know, Ting Thai did start, I think, you know, like Ting Thai fucking like blew my mind, you know, and I was like, we've got a queue. No bar in Edinburgh had a queue at this time, and I was like, I want a fucking queue. I want a queue. So, and I saw that, you know, people are still drinking, but it's just the food, food really started resonating. I was like, I've got this, like, it's my time. This is time. So, yeah. So that was, and I saw the shift in, the zeitgeist of, like, how, like things were moving in the city.
So that was Hunter Square was the first one. What was second?
Forest Road.
Forest Road.
So Forest Road was my first choice, and I went for it, and I got outbid by somebody with more money, and I didn't get it, so I did Hunter Square. And about a year later, when I was like in my first year of business, I was all over the place. I was cleaning toilets, I was making food, I was fucking, you know. The landlord got back and said, look, the deal fell through. The guys went and said, do you want it? And I was like, yeah. And I was, yeah. So I took it.
Did you have the money to take it?
Absolutely not.
And so was that the same again? Rolling paper to pay Paul, just trying to make sure that you can get
do you know
things.
What? We just hustled. I took some the bank let me down. The bank let me down. They didn't let me down at all. They just like I wasn't, you know. So they were like, they didn't let me down. Like I let me down. You know, the bank were just like, no.
Can I have £5 million? No, you let me down.
Yeah. So, shit. I took some really, really expensive money off some really, you know, yeah. I managed to get some funding for it, but it was like horrifically expensive and horrifically short term. Paid it off, you know.
Wasn't that guy coming in every Friday? Was that?
No. It was legitimate. It was just again very questionable. So
the next thing you've kind of touched on it, but the next thing on my note is about you doing everything, because you're like, right, okay, this is my business. I'm the boss. Like. But you're like, I'm cleaning the toilets, I'm making the pizzas, I'm serving the customers.
You were like, you have to grow it. You have to grow it organically. And I didn't set out to go, right, I'm going to I'm going to have this and that. And I was like, fucking, like, this needs to be done. And I can't, like, some of the stuff we couldn't afford at the beginning was like, you know, important. You know, like a cleaner. Like a freaking pizza, just things, you know. So we had to do everything. So for the first 6 months, it was like that. And then, we got our first queue.
Forest Road.
Yeah, I got a queue.
Right.
I was like,
Hunter Square. Right.
And all of a sudden, like it was happening. Like, the social media, it was happening. It was happening. It was,
Social media was a big part of this. So like this job.
Yeah. Do you know what? We had our gang. Like we were really kind of like marketing towards a certain demographic, for a certain thing, and then I think the Observer listed us at there's third best place, like pizza place in the UK. And the same month, another thing listed as like top 20 in the world. And I was like, I don't think I'm even a pizza restaurant. At that point, it wasn't like I was doing a lot. I was like, we're doing pasta and Italian street food. And I was like, we're doing pizza now. Like, I was like, fuck. Like, I was like, and that was like, the pizza world. Like, don't get me wrong. We're really into it, but I was trying to be quite like, sort of like, this is my thing. We're doing.
So I walked into the Hunter Square about 3 days before you opened. And I was trying to say radio advertising, but I walked in and I was like asking you what you were doing, and that's what you said to me. You said just really high quality Italian food. You didn't say pizza to me at that time.
Yeah.
So I remember that.
Yeah.
So pivot to pizza after you get the
Do you
pizza
know what?
recognition.
It would say like a pivot, but it's just like, do you know,
Double down rather than
as
a
I
pivot.
get on, and like, fucking just I was like, I saw it. I just like, do you know, as you said, like getting your shit together. It's like you realise, and it's like, just be fucking good at one thing. And when that happened, when the universe kind of gave it back to me, said, you know, like the observer gave it back to me, and then this journalist gave it back to, and I was like, I'll be good at that. Like I'll double down. It was already kind of where it started, and yeah.
So on the social media thing, one of the things I've written down here is death before Dominos. Can you talk to me about death before Dominos?
Yeah, so, you know, like all of, like you start off, it's like an underdog story, you know what I mean? You're always fucking punching up. And when we opened Forest Road, again, it was like things were like on the ragged edge, and I'm waiting for fucking Dominos to turn up.
Mama Bros sent me a message last night saying, I'm going to order a Domino's to walk in halfway through Micheles. That'll be the best podcast ever.
So, you know, it was, you know, we'd opened and we got it, and it was like Freshers Week, and we were like, we need this. Like, it wasn't like fucking a massive success straight away. You know, you have to graft. And on, you know, like Freshers Week's going to come, we're going to get the students, we're going to do X, Y, get them in, right. And on Freshers Week, Domino's gave away £30,000 of pizza on my fucking doorstep. Like, you know, all these guys and things, you know, and it was like, it blew me, like
Every festival.
No, every
Freshers Week.
Freshers Week. So, and it was, you know, it's fine, that's their thing, but it was just like at the time, it was just like this is rubbish. This is rubbish. So, in that kind of underdog thing, I was like, we're going to punch up. We're going to use them to punch up.
They're everything you don't want to be.
Somebody, you know, I work with a lot of like amazing creatives, and you know, we think the death before Domino's, and you're punching up, and that's the corporate entity, and we're not.
There's a loaded Domino's delivery cars driving around Edinburgh with death before Domino's stickers on the Domino's lights.
And again, and that was fun, and it made good content. It's not. It's like you've got to watch now, because it's like it could, you know, we're at a size now where you could come across as a bully, but at the time it was just like I felt like this was my bat. I'm gonna take it to you.
So on this, I need to give you the other side of this. Sliced. So you obviously had Civerinos, you had Civerinos Slice, and then out in the west of the city, our restaurant launched and called themselves Slice, and pretty much copied your model, your branding, your everything. And I heard a story that you sent them a pizza with fish heads and fish guts, saying, "Welcome to the neighbourhood, cunts." And then you done what to them?
I opened next door.
That pizza shop's not there anymore, is it?
Fucking right, it's not.
Brilliant. So there's a bit of imitation.
The pizza thing, I think, is grown arms and legs. I don't think that really happened. I can't talk for my staff.
Oh, the pizza, you're joking?
Nah, I'm not going to that.
You're
I was like,
kidding.
yeah. But that's just, yeah, that's, you know, that was, it's ironic because, yeah, it was just, do you know what? It was a funny time and I needed something to do, so. If you're like talking about, if you're like definition of petty in the dictionary, there's a picture of me. Like. So they're no longer there.
Right, okay. So then,
neither are we. After they closed, we got bored and we left. No, I'm just kidding. It was a good deal. Do you know what? We managed to get a building, free rent for 2 years. It was getting knocked down. I made friends with the landlord, took it, opened it, had some fun, moved on.
Okay.
It was good. It was also end of the world, and you know we were
COVID,
yeah.
Of course. So, but there's also in that time you opened the high dive. So the high dive's not there. So can we do you want to talk about the journey of the high dive?
Yeah.
Because when I asked you what it was going to be, you said it's going to be the Queen Vic on acid.
Yeah. Do you know what? I had an idea. Take old pubs, put pizza ovens in them. Like, pubs are dying. Like, you know, like pubs, everybody wants to eat. So you're not going to, like, you know, it's very rare now that the pub has a food offer that resonates with where you want to go eat. You know, if you want to, you have your brands that you go for. So I was like, we'll put Civerinos in the pub. We'll put it next to the students. Boom. Can't fucking lose. And yeah, do you know what? It worked, and then the COVID happened, and I was in partnership with a brewery, and I can't work with people. So when you know the brewery, and it just, you know what, there was, when we opened it, there was like 34,000 students living within half a mile. Then COVID hit and they all left, and you know, you point your attention elsewhere. You know, you've got to. It was a really good lesson for me. I owned it. My kids. It's really interesting because it's my kids' favourite fucking like spot when we talk about. Can we go high dive? No. Oh, God. Stop talking about it. No. So do you know what? It didn't work out. We transferred all the staff out. You know, we made thingied and. You know, we managed to get out of it and, you know, and just own that mistake. And
you moved all the staff to other restaurants?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, fucking hell.
So there's a, so you mentioned COVID. I don't want to dwell on COVID, but you done something quite creative in the middle of COVID with the pizza dough that you had that week, basically.
Yeah, when we were closing, do you know what, we were just, again, I was just like, you're just looking for shit to do. Like, so, we had to close all the restaurants and we had excess stuff. And we packaged it all, and I kind of drove around the city on the first day giving out pizza making kits to all my friends who maybe were like self-employed, who'd maybe just like, you know, their barbers had just closed or their like tattooists and shit. I give them out, and then
all over the place, Edinburgh, Glasgow, like everywhere.
It was fun.
Brilliant, cool. Then Porty. So that's like the area that you always wanted. You're big on Porty Beach. You swim in the sea every morning. And then you got the opportunity to open right on the promenade.
Yeah, but what it wasn't like I moved down there and all the food and drink apart from the bagels are shit. And you're working all day in the city. Like my wife made me move to Portobello. Like, you know, she's like, so I was like, so I moved to Portobello. And I'm like, centre guy, like fucking, you know, like leave for food and coffee, and it's just shit down there, apart from the bagels. And I got really resentful. Like, you work hard all day, you get home, you want to take the kids out, and there's nowhere to go. Like, you want to have to go back into the city. So wouldn't it be cool if we had? And so I opened it for me and my friends. Like, I was just like, we need a fucking slice place on the beach. Just do that, we'll do that, and it just happened. So it was a proper passion project. It wasn't like, I'm not gonna like.
See, in this room, show of hands, who's been to Civerinos, one of the brands, one of the shops, one of the units. Everyone. I was at the prom one. It's class. I was at the prom one last week. Down there with my son. Like, it's a brilliant spot, sitting there right over the beach.
Who'd have thought, like, in Scotland, that like pizza on the beach is like a thing. And like, I go down at night sometimes with my hood up and like walk, and like there's people on dates, like young people. It's like, you know, like there's like, it's a thing now. You go, like, people are walking the dog, people are exercising, they're on dates. It's like a thing, regardless of the weather. And it's totally changed. And I'm like, kind of like really proud, but also kind of ruined the beach for myself. But really proud.
But you've changed that bit down there. Like, there's so much like class food down there now. Do you think that has been because you've opened there, that now you've got like shrimp wrecked and all the rest of the guys? No, I mean on the prom. So.
No, do you know what? I'll take it. Yeah, fuck yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, yes. Before that, you could only get a bacon roll or a square sausage roll, which I love, on the prom. And now you can get a whole plethora of like amazing little bits and pieces, and it's like family friendly, and it's outside, and it's, you know, it's awesome.
Right. Now, you touched on it at the start. In the last 10 months, you said that you've made some big changes, and you're starting to feel like you've got your shit together. Do you want to talk to us a bit about that?
So, I think, so we come out the end of the world 2. So getting back to normal now. You know, you're trying to grow your business, and you're trying to, you know, undo like a lot of the dysfunction that came the last 3 years. You know, as business owner, as a family man, like there was just a lot of fucking weird shit going on, and it resonated, it stuck. So I kind of, you know, last year I was deciding, like, I have something in the Slice brand. I'm going to take it. I've got an idea. I want to A, go to Glasgow, B, hit more university towns in the UK, and I'm going to look for investment. I'm going to do it. I'm kind of sick of bootstrapping, and I'm going to, you know, think. And I was like, right. I had to look at myself and go, right, who the fuck would invest in you? Like, regardless of like you know, like what like the things do. Like, you know, I've got to put together, like, because me as a business owner doing it on my own, you know, like shit rolls downhill. So whatever I bring to the party it resonates throughout their organisation. So I kind of looked at the organisation. I was like, you know, it was time for us, like, before we build or open anything else, we're going to change, like, within. And it's going to start with me changing, you know. So I kind of went, like, you know, I where do I start? You know, I got sober. I started like heavy therapy. I started like looking at myself as like, you know, what got me here. I got diagnosed with ADHD, like officially, and the thing. So when you kind of get to grips with all that, and you kind of realize all this is like that, like all this kind of like like my superpower. It's kind of what got us to this point, right? So how can I take it, harness it, and like use it better? Because along with that comes a lot of like extreme dysfunction, especially when you're running an organization and multiple people on your own. So I kind of wanted to kind of grow so the company could grow, like so it could, like the organization. So yeah, we made a lot of changes. Like
You said to me that 3 things a day you do for yourself,
Yeah.
but you don't do them for yourself, you do them for everyone else, like
Yeah.
all your staff, your wife, your kids. Like
Yeah.
you go swimming in the beach every morning in the
In the sea,
airport, and they say swim at night and you go to
Mm.
the gym during the day or whatever. And those are the things that you do to kind of keep yourself sane and like keep
yeah, I
yourself.
think, you know, as I said, we've got like, you're all here, you all know what it's like. You need to look after yourself. No, like we're the last ones to eat. We're the last ones to get looked after. You know, everybody, if you're running an organization and you are the organization, you've
I was at the front of that pizza
Aye,
queue.
you know, you know, and that's my duty now. You know, that is my duty. But I also thought the better I'm, like, you know, how can I put it? Like, if I'm if I'm the best version of me, then that's going to resonate throughout the organization. So, you know, like it started, like I fucking employed some grown-ups, some corporate people. I got some help, you know, I got things, because I wanted to learn. Like, I'm not done learning. Like, I was waiting tables 20 odd years ago, right? And now we're here, right? So, you know,
Employing 125 people isn't an easy thing to do.
but keeping them. You know, there's a staffing crisis, there's Brexit, there's a war, there's COVID, right? So we've got to find solutions to all those problems. The first solution is with me, like create an organization that people want to work for and be proud to work for, and even if they're passing through, they're going to come out hopefully a little bit better, a little bit fuller than when they came in. And hospitality as an industry doesn't do that to people, never has. So we wanted to kind of like make a little kind of, you know, just little changes, not fucking looking for awards, not looking for things. It was just like, I saw we had like, there was issues within, you know, like recruiting people and keeping people. And like hospitality is a great fucking, like there's great careers in hospitality. Like it made my life. Like it's fucking amazing. And I wanted that to reflect on how, you know, it's not just my journey. It's like it's every single person passing through, whether you're a fucking you're a student waiting tables, or it's your career, it's your life. If the schools let you down, you know, and you know you fell into it by accident, there's a solid career there if you want it. You don't have to be abused and work silly hours and fucking, you know, thing. So I kind of saw all that. I saw a lot of things happening and changing. So I kind of wanted to kind of, with a lot of help, and make some changes.
And to give it some context to that, things like introducing mental health first aid for all your team.
Yeah. So
No one's on minimum wage. There's all these different things that you've then brought in to make like a proper organisation.
yeah. So yeah, we built the training academy in Portobello. So we've got an industrial unit. We've got a production centre. So we've got a production centre. I take hours out the kitchen, so chefs are working less hours. Like my shops are busy. Like you don't come in there for a laugh. Like you come in and you're going to work. It's unfortunate, but it's kind of good. It's also very good. Right. So we took hours. You know, so guy, you know, like nobody's working over the hours that they should be. Do you know what I mean? Nobody's stressed out. They're getting their preps coming at a very high quality. You're getting training. You know, you're getting in front of. You have to sit in the bleachers like this and get, you know, meet me, meet the managers, before you get put in front of a customer or a pizza oven. You know, there's just little things like that to kind of bring people in. To the kind of to make them feel part of it, because it can be full on. It is full on.
The whole way through, Michele's taking me through all this thing, and he's going, and then we do this, and then we do this. Basically, we just want to be sound as fuck as employers.
Yeah.
So one last thing I want to touch on. You talked to me about your kids and the way that you went through the first, how old's your son?
9.
9. So the first 7 years of his life, you are a million miles an hour. So I mentioned a photo to you. This is a true story, right? So I seen this photo on Instagram, screenshotted it, sent it to a couple of my mates, and then when I'm talking to people about like the differences, of, like when you're trying to run a business and have a family and like trying to balance that, I go, oh, I need to show you this picture, and it's a picture of Michele with his son. I showed you this, and you got quite upset actually when I showed you.
I cried, didn't I?
He's cried. So this photo hit me really hard. This was a number of years ago now, right? And basically the post was like, this isn't right, he's fighting for my attention here. And the person on that phone is getting 99% of that attention. Now, you've made some serious changes in the last 10 months to make a difference there.
Yeah.
But I've sent that to so many different people. And you went a trip recently, so we've got a wee bit about this.
Always.
So do you want to talk to us a wee bit about that? Because you've got two kids and a big business to run.
So like we kind of touched on it when you said 10 months ago, we wanted to make some changes, but changes weren't, it was kind of all round, because I think we talked about COVID. That was my pass to fucking go missing in action. Like I just, like a lot of us did, like, you know, and you know, I missed a really important, like, you know, I thought I was out there trying to save the world and save the business and stuff, but I really neglected kind of another part of my life. So when I kind of started all that, like all the work, like last year, kind of that was like, it was very like that picture. That's so fucking. That's every family holiday. Like you own a, you know, you think like it was almost like you have this guilt for being away from your organisation and attached to something back home, and I'd make it. And I'd ruin holidays. I would ruin days. I would ruin special occasions by not being present. Like 100%. And you know, and I became aware of that, and I wanted to make that change. You know, like fucking when's enough enough? You know, we're going the right direction. I'll fucking hustle on, like so. As we started all this sort of work last year, I was like, I'm gonna, you know, like I've got to the point now where the organize, like, you know, I was like, we're gonna go away. We're gonna do a ski season. We're gonna go to the Alps. We're gonna just fucking, you know, we're gonna spend some quality time together. I'm gonna pull you out of school. And
did you pay a fine?
We took them back occasionally, and you know, we're gonna have an adventure together, and I'm gonna undo all this dysfunction that I had, as you know. Just that's what we do. Like that's what I did. You know, it was like there was you know, every time we went away, there was always it's just that's kind of. And I wanted to flip that on its head. There has to be advantages of being an entrepreneur. There has to be a fucking pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and I'm fucking having mine now. Like that was
so
it.
It's funny because I'm sure there was a podcast you done a couple of years ago with Chris and Ryan where you were like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, and then I'm going to enjoy my kids. And now it's like, nah, like that's completely flipped.
They're going to be away in a few years, you know what I mean? And they're going to be like, you know, like at the expense, like create something amazing at the expense of this really important time. And then I'm going to create, like, it's going to be a cycle of like dysfunction in kids. That's kind of like, my parents were entrepreneurs. That's kind of what they did, you know? So I'm going to break that cycle. So recognized it, saw it. And as I said, I don't want, like, thinking that's just my, like, that was that's who I want to be.
The reason I wanted to talk, because I'm sure there's so many people in here that could relate to that. And like I was speaking about a couple of people prior to, and like it's so relatable.
And it's not, don't get me wrong, I'm in a blessed position where, you know, I can do stuff. But it wasn't even, the trip was just like the icing on the cake. I was like, we're going to go all out. But it was more just like being present. Like, and then what happens, because I'm fuller, it kind of like, as I said, like the shit rolls downhill. When I'm full, everything's better because I'm better, and that makes me better. And I realised that, and I was like, you know, and that kind of resonates through the organisation now, whether I'm fucking there or not. As I said, I was away for most of the winter, and you know, the company grew organically, and there was no problems. It actually maybe ran a little bit better without me. and that's, you know, and it gave me time to A work, B plan next, you know, and you know, now, you know, we've just raised investment for our first ever investment to go kind of like to more cities, and because I made the changes and I got ready, like. And as I said, going back to that, I was like, are you ready for somebody to put their trust in you? Like, you know, and I was like, no, probably not. I fucking am now.
Do you realise that before then, like, everyone that still put, like, all your team, your wife, like, you're like, oh, don't put your trust in me. Like, there's all these people that have already done that.
Yeah. And that's it, and I had to step up for that as well, and that's where the changes come across. So, as I said, it's not like, you know, it's just in a position where that's what I wanted to do with the organisation. That's where I saw the direction. God, fuck, who knows, it might not work. I might have to go, you know, like thing. But for now, it serves me and everybody that works for me really well. You know, my operations manager that runs my company, which is, you know, it's a big organisation. We like health. He's taken time out. You know, he's going to do like counselling, like actually learn to be counsellor. He says, you know, and I was like, shit, mate. And I was like, oh, he said, well, my work-life balance is that good that I've got time and I want to, thing. I was like,
That's a compliment for you.
and I was like, and that's good because it's, as I said, it's not about I'm the center of a couple of worlds, but it's all about it's about making their lives better, and it all it kind of all works. Whereas if I don't want to leave a trail of broken things, just get to where I want to get. I think I can do it another way. Might be wrong.
We'll find out because we'll have you back on the podcast in a couple of years to talk us through that journey. But in the meantime, thank you so much for that. That was amazing. We're going to have some time for some questions, but thank you.
Thanks, Ed.
That was class. What a legend. We've got a bit of time.